Hey, thanks for joining. Today, we're going to be talking about local service ads and using that lead source is really an untapped patient pipeline. It's a new lead source. Some oral surgeons have picked up on it. In my research throughout the country, many have not. And it's really a great opportunity to get more visibility for new patients. So, what we're going to be talking about is first of all, I want to introduce the search volume that is in this industry for oral surgeons. I think it's going to be eye-opening. And then I want to give you just an overview of what page one looks like. I know Google can be confusing. You're maybe not always sure what you're looking at and how to rank there and so on. I'm going to keep it really simple, but I just want to give an overview so we're all on the same page. I'm going to introduce what local service ads are, and I want to show you what keywords are available to show up in that. It's limited, but the keywords that are available, I think they're going to serve you really well. And I want to explain how to do well and how to take advantage of local service ads. So in light of that, this is going to be on the shorter side of things. I'm going to hit the high impact areas, but because it's high impact, if you could try to tone down any distractions, I know we all try to multitask and so on, but I'm going to try to get right to the point. And I'm going to try to give you some really good information that can help you grow your practice. Very briefly about me, I'm the owner of Oral Surgeon Marketing Pros. I do have a podcast, Drill Down Podcast. If you are interested in being on that, I'd love to share your story. I wrote a book, it's on Amazon, Drill Down, and it's digital strategies for oral surgeons. We've won awards from Google, and I'm also a coach. I coach, I think, now 29 digital marketing agencies throughout the country. And we were an exhibitor in the Dental Implant Conference in Chicago in December. Okay, let's start with the big picture. I think so often some people skip this part. It's so important. I want to show you here the keywords that get searched that relate to your industry in the volume. So big picture, this is the number of searches that happen in the whole United States on a monthly average. This is information from Google, and it's sorted by the highest volumes first. You know, you just got to notice that dental implants is the highest, search for keyword, 246,000. Now, if you're just going to target your specific area that you serve, maybe it's a 20-minute radius or something, or perhaps 30-minute radius from your office, of course, it's going to be way smaller. But this is a good representation of the most searched for keywords in your industry. I'm not going to, of course, go through all these, but let me just go down here and look at oral surgeon and how Google sees that was 74,000. So dental implants is searched 3 to 4 times more than just the phrase oral surgeon. You could look on here and you could see that there are other keywords that would probably be really, really important to your business. And the question you need to ask is, are you showing up for these keywords on the internet? And I'll walk you through where these keywords show up in a moment, but I just wanted you to see that. Now let's take a look at how some of these keywords relate to the average amount of revenue that get brought into an office when someone is typing in these keywords. So look at all on 4 dental implants. The average case is typically between 15 and 30,000. That's quite a broad range, but you can see that's a lot of money. And if you're not being found for something like dental implants, that could severely impact the growth of your business. I had it when I was at the dental implant conference in Chicago. I was showing this to several oral surgeons, and it was interesting for me to get the reaction. Oftentimes I heard on this top one, they would say, "Oh, I could do jaw surgery, but I don't want to do that. That's a messy one." So people would circle the various services and procedures that they provide. All right, I just want to focus in and really drive home the point that dental implants is the most sought after keyword, and it's really important that you show up for that procedure when someone's typing that keyword on the internet. So I got to ask, can you be found? I mean, it's worth it right now to type it in, dental implants, and see if you show up. And then how many times do you show up? There's different areas to show up, and I'm going to walk you through the different search results. So there's really 4 areas to be able to show up in. Here they are. I'm just going to briefly walk you through. Now, interesting, the first one is local service ads. We're going to come back to this one, and I want to unpack it a little bit. But Local service ads is the first area to show up, and then Google ads is the second. We all know Google makes a lot of money off of ads. 90% of their revenue is from ads. So Google found a new way to make money and to sell leads, and that's local service ads. They've been making a lot of money off of Google ads. Now, the free area is local SEO. That's the map pack, and I'll walk you through that. And then below all that stuff is the organic search. So let's just take a visual walkthrough of what that looks like. This is what local service ads looks like. Up here, I typed in dental implants near me. Now, when you see the picture of some professionals here, this is the option to click a button here to get a phone call. These are local service ads. And again, that's always going to be on the top of the screen. The next section is going to be Google ads. You know that it's Google ads because it says sponsored and there's not a picture of the owner right here. Okay. So this is our Google ads. Now this is, you click on the ad and then they get charged. That's how that works. All right. So below that is called local SEO or local search engine optimization. This is a great area to get free leads, so to speak. You want to show up here and people look at this stuff. They look at your reviews and your ranking, and it matters, and you're going to get a lot of free traffic. That's not our focus today. I do have a webinar on this, but that's an important area. And then the fourth section is way towards the bottom. So it goes local service ads, then Google ads, and then you have your local SEO map pack, which we just talked about. After that, you have people also ask top questions that relate to the industry. And then way in the bottom, you have organic search. And that's another area to show up on. But today we're going to be talking about local service ads. And first of all, what is it? Like, what are local service ads? Some people call it Google Guaranteed. It's a name that Google was showing when they were showing the local service ads on the top. It would say Google Guaranteed. But Google phased out that name, and the going name right now is local service ads. Some people call this for an abbreviation, LSA. So local service ads are a pay-per-lead ads that appear at the top of Google for local businesses. We've all seen Google get into a lot of different industries. For example, if you wanted to book a flight, you're going to go type in flights, and then there's Google trying to sell leads to the airlines. And now we've seen them in home improvements and competing with Angie, and now they're in oral surgeon space. They're in the dentist space as well, which I'll show you. So local service ads appear on the top of the page like this when you see someone's face like this. And there's always going to be two. And you can click here and you can call directly to this oral surgeon office. Now, we all know that there's many different professions out there that are claiming to be able to do dental implants, and some can. And we also know that, the most qualified people to do dental implants are oral surgeons. When there's issues, where do they go? They go to the oral surgeons. So yes, you have more competition in the space now, but all the more reason why you need to advertise in the space and let people know that you're doing dental implants. So this is the area. Now, there's certain keywords that trigger those ads to show up in the very top. That's prime real estate on the top of page 1 of Google. So most of these keywords, these are the options to choose when you're paying for local service ads from Google. And as you can see, most of the keywords here relate to dentists, but dental implants is here. And we all know oral surgeons do dental implants, and there may be other keywords here that you might want to advertise for. That's going to be, your choosing. And we all know sometimes patients don't really know what they need. And so maybe it's, they're thinking it's a tooth extraction, but they really need a dental implant. And so it's good to figure out what other keywords might relate to that. And you need to, pay attention to your calls and what you're paying and what that does to your business. But for simplicity's sake, dental implants, it's here. It's great to be able to have a presence on page 1 on the top for that keyword, especially in light of all the revenue that it brings in. So here's kind of I know there's a lot of page, but it's pretty simple. I basically am discussing the availability and then who's eligible. All I'd say is it's not available everywhere. In some of the more rural areas, I have not seen local service ads show up in the oral surgeon space, but it's in the majority of the cities throughout the United States. And then who is eligible? Basically, if you have, if you have an oral surgeon practice, you're going to be eligible because you have a valid business license. You have general liability insurance, malpractice insurance, some basic things. Google will want to do a background check for their own protection, for everyone else's protection. That's the standard operating procedure. Don't be alarmed by that when you sign up for it. It's a fairly simple process. It only takes a few days to get approved. Google actually does a pretty good job communicating in this area. Now, how to win, so to speak, with local service ads. Let me tell you something. When local service ads was added as a way to get more leads, as an owner, I made a decision to say, we're not charging our clients anymore to manage their local service ad account. And I made that decision because it takes very little effort to manage the account. There's not a lot that we're doing. Sure, we bring in a level of expertise and we understand Google, but I could explain how to win with local service ads right here. And as long as you could just kind of pay attention to your budget and make sure you're getting phone calls and you get reviews, like you'll win in a nutshell. I was on a call 2 days ago with a couple owners and they said, yes, we do local service ads. We don't understand it. We don't understand the algorithm. And I basically explained to them what I just said to you. I said, it's very simple. If they come on as a client with us, we're gonna help manage that at no charge for them. But if you maintain a high budget, like you're really going to win, but you don't need to maintain a high budget. You can just figure out what you're willing to spend per month in local service ads. And Google charges you on a per call basis. It is helpful to have a high Google rating. So like 4.8, 4.9, that's a great rating. And then also continue to get reviews on a consistent basis. You may have a great rating from, a year ago and you're like, we're good. Like we have a great rating, but Google does want to see reviews on a regular basis. And then they're going to show you more often and you're going to be shown higher. Basic common sense, answer your phone when they call. I'm sure you do a great job of answering your phone. And then a real basic one, just keep your profile updated on local service ads. Like if you do that, you can win with local service ads. And I would highly recommend that if you're not in local service ads, to get approved and to start showing ads. And I'm sure the return on investment is good. Again, when I was talking to many oral surgeons throughout the country, I was asking people if they are interested in growing their practice. And most people said, well, who's not? And of course we are. I got to tell you, some older oral surgeons were like, I'm not. Like, I have enough patients as is. I don't need any advertising. If that's your situation, hats off to you. Congratulations. You're probably not on this webinar training, but I did meet many oral surgeons that would like to grow their practice. And this is one of the ways to do it. It's a great way to fill up your pipeline to get more leads. So again, we're a full service digital marketing agency. So we do everything there is involved, from websites to Google ads to local SEO, local service ads, blogging, link building, press releases, social media posts, everything. We don't have to do everything, but we do. And this webinar training today is only on local service ads. I just wanted to narrow it down to one item. I do want to mention a case study. This happened probably 10 years ago. And I had way pre-COVID, right? I had an office in downtown Wheaton, Illinois, in the suburbs of Chicago. And I got a call from a local dentist. Actually, there's two of them. Here they are. And they were interviewing digital marketing agencies to help. They had just purchased a small company, dental practice, and they wanted to grow it. And I was the fifth company that they interviewed. And they wanted an hour from me to interview me. And it was the two owners, a husband and the office manager. And they had a lot of questions. They came in with notes and were taking notes and so on. And 15, 20 minutes into the interview, I just, they were firing questions one after another towards me. And I said, can I just shoot straight with you? Can I be honest? I feel like you're really trying to do your due diligence and, hats off to you. Congratulations. I'm concerned with the questions that you're asking. You may not end up with an agency that really understands your business and is really going to help you grow your practice. I just kind of, they were just trying hard. They're working hard trying to find a good agency. And I explained to them why their questions weren't helpful. Um, you as an owner, you really have to pay attention to what you're spending versus how many patients are coming in and what revenue is coming in, and that's how you grow your business. You're looking ultimately to grow your profitability, not to, you know, get a bunch of irrelevant metrics to justify some exchange of money. Like you want patients that are going to pay you, right? Good quality patients. And so I kind of redirected the conversation that way. And in the midst of all that, they said, well, just so you know, like we're not doing Google ads. We heard Google ads is a big ripoff and we're not. And it was kind of like a hot point in the interview process. And so I was like, okay, no problem, no problem. And I knew I could help them even without Google ads. But about a month, they did hire us and they were our client for several years. But about a month after they hired us, did the onboarding and got going and so on. And they were local and I met in their office and it was chaotic. It was in the middle of the day, one dentist would get up and sit on whatever. But I said, hey, do you do oral surgeon type work? And both dentists lit up and they said, oh yeah, absolutely. What they were doing is subcontracting an oral surgeon to come in a couple days a week for that kind of work. And they said, gosh, just yesterday we finished a case out and it brought $40,000 worth of revenue into our company. And I told them, I said, well, just so you know, now this is again 10 years ago, right? I said, just so you know, you can't be found for the phrase oral surgeon, never mind dental implants. So there was that moment of awkward silence and they said, well, how do we fix that? And I said, Google ads. And they didn't, initially like that idea because they told me a month ago they didn't want to do Google ads. But I explained to them how local search engine optimization works and the limitations and how Google ad works and how you can control your budget and really get a good return on investment. So I proposed, I think it was $1,000 for the first month and just try and see what happens. If it doesn't work, great. But if it does, you just told me you had one patient for $40,000 of revenue and you can't be found from that keyword. So they said, sure, let's try it. And they liked it. And that brought in quite a bit of business. And that was for Google ads. But nowadays we have local search, LSA on the top and then Google ads underneath. So now there's a couple different ways to show up. Now, yes, you are limited to LSA because you only have dental implants. But anyway, these folks went on and this is their new building. They really grew their practice and we worked ourselves out of a job. What they did is they, got a whole bunch of patients. They hired a bunch of dentists and you know how dental practice works. Like every 3 to 6 months, they're coming in for cleanings and so on. And they basically filled all their rooms and they reached a point where they said like, you guys have been great. And like, but we don't need any more business because all the chairs are booked. And boy, if someone's going to leave us, like that's a really good reason for us to part ways. So we certainly help them. And if we could help you, like I'd love to help you. If you want more patients, let's talk. I'm here to help. I'd love to talk to you. And whether it's just how do we use LSA, I can give you some tips, or hey, Bill, do you see any other areas that we can be more attractive to patients? I'd love to have a discussion with you and just see where it goes. So if you're interested in that, here's how to get in touch with us. Our website is Oral Surgeon Marketing Pros. Our phone number is here. And if you put your camera on that QR code and scan it, it will bring up a calendar and you can schedule an appointment. And it's just a 10, 15-minute phone call. We'll start from there and see how it could be of help. And that's it. So thanks for joining. Again, I think success happens when you take action. So I would write a few things down, take action on that. Implement what you can. If we can help in any way, please reach out to us. We're here to help.